Good Halloween, everybody. I am Bart Winkler on the Dan Schani YouTube stream, Michelangelo. I did not put a lot of thought into this costume. I just realized that we have a lot of masks laying around the house. But I'm joined by Coach Paul Christ.
Appreciate the opportunity to be here. See, the thing is, like, I work in a studio in Madison, and everyone here is like, that fucking rules. But if I were to go like I was on Bill's stream and nobody got it, and I'm going to go on my stream tonight, no one's going to
it's not even really playing that well with me.
No. Renner, I'm having Renner on tonight. I think he's a big college football guy, so hopefully he's a Wisconsin guy too. Hopefully he gets it, but I don't know. It's mostly the glasses, and I've killed so many brain cells today. I feel like my brain is melting looking through these things. But that's okay.
Oh, they're real glasses?
Yeah, they're readers.
Oh, do you need them?
No, not at all. I have very good eyesight.
Because I wore glasses with I was John Hammond from Jurassic Park, if nobody saw.
John Hammond? That's his name?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Just like the former GM, John Hammond. Are you double checking me?
No, I'm not. It's not that I doubt you. It's that I... Shut up. Yeah, no, I'm not doubting you. I just wanted to Google.
You just want to see it for yourself?
I guess I don't have an answer.
No, that's fine. Why trust me? You hear those sirens? A tree fell over in my neighborhood. It's a big crisis around here.
I do. It sounds very serious.
Well, I mean, it's windy as shit.
It's a pretty common Halloween costume. I'm looking at images now. I see you can get the costume here and there.
Well, we pieced it together, but I brought it up because I can't wear this. The glasses I got, I just got Spirit Halloween, and they don't do anything. So you need those kind of glasses.
We don't have a Spirit Halloween. I got these at Woodman's this morning.
You brought readers at Woodman's?
Yeah, they got everything. Better prices, better products.
Okay. I've never really had a Woodman's close to me, so I can't.
There's one right around the corner from work, so that's why. But half of my building was dressed as my boss because he wears the same thing every day. He's a rock radio guy. He wears gray jeans and a black shirt every day. So our sales manager sent out a link to buy the pants and the shirt, and like half the building was wearing it today. I wanted to do something sports themed. Would have been lame.
It sounds about as radio sales department as it gets.
Yeah. Yep. But like, I'm on stream all day. Oh, Grant, happy Halloween. Yeah, I'm dressed as Randy. Everyone be like, okay, that's sick, but doesn't really apply to any of this. So
when I dressed as John Hammond, the Jurassic Park guy, because my kid was a dino, we had some people over for like a morning thing just to kill time before trick or treat. And people, they didn't realize it was me with having painted the beard. And then they would realize it's me. But my one buddy is like, "Oh, you look with that walking stick. You look like there's a dad at the park that has a stick and walks. I thought you were Ted's dad." And I go,
Ted's dad.
I go, yeah. That's what I went as.
Yeah.
I went as Ted's dad.
Yeah. It's niche.
Yeah. It might look like Jurassic Park guy, but I went as Ted's dad.
One of my favorite trends on Twitter is like, I hate gay Halloween. What do you mean and then it's the most specific thing you've ever heard in your life. And I've seen a lot of those good tweets. The Halloween Twitter's been pretty good.
Only one I saw that was a guy as Steve Kornacki.
Yeah, with the map of Nebraska. Yeah.
Yeah, with the TV. That was fun. I am excited to talk with you guys. Paul Emick will join us in a little bit. I wanted the World Series to go longer, and I talked a lot about how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be something that really took over sports, and I want to see how big a Dodgers-Yankees World Series would get. I don't think we got that in 5. We did get an all-time World Series moment, though, with Freddie Freeman. We also got an all-time World Series collapse with the New York Yankees in that 5th inning, which if at that point, you might as well just get swept instead of go through that heartbreak. Like we talked about with the Packers last year. Sure, they got to the playoffs and they beat Dallas, which was fun. But then you had that collapse against San Francisco. So what's the trade-off? When is it worth it at the end? But as soon as the World Series was over, Because I'm small. I kept saying, I'm small market guy. You guys fly over us. You look down and say, oh, they look like ants. Or say, oh, God, thank God I don't live there. Playing up the small market of the Midwest is my favorite thing.
It is fun.
Because it's what people say.
Well, and with this Anthony Richardson thing, you have an in too. It's like, what are they doing? I am a Packers fan. I know how to handle quarterbacks. That's another in to do the Packers thing. Keep going.
But as soon as the Dodgers won and Walker Buehler was like, what? I was like, man, fuck this. Like, I wanted that to be the series, and I wanted it to be long, and I wanted baseball to rise with it. But either one of those teams winning, it's like, not only did the Dodgers win, which fuck the Dodgers, but they were so much better than a Yankees team who is already like they're the Yankees. They got huge payroll.
So good. Like I had these moments throughout the series where I'm like watching the Yankees. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. They have that guy too. Like the Yankees have an unbelievable. I forget they have Juan Soto. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then the Dodgers are that much better than them.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy that all of the leagues in our country have some sort of salary cap, some more complicated than others even. For the NBA to do the second apron kind of like, how can we have our sports and we have the NFL salary cap, which is pretty straightforward, even though you can always manipulate it, but it's okay. This is how much money, this is whatever. The NBA is like, well, there's tiers and you can't do this. And then the baseball's just like, fuck it. You got the money? Sit at the table, dude.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that they're all different. And that was my takeaway with baseball. Like, I enjoyed it, but then I saw the Dodgers win and I got pissed.
So I was cheering for the Dodgers for kind of dumb personal reasons. Like we don't need to get into why. I wanted the Dodgers to win. Okay. And then the Dodgers won, and I'm watching them celebrate. And there was like this 30 to 60 second stretch where I'm watching them celebrate, where I'm like, man, fuck this sucks.
Yeah.
Like, look at all these great players. Look at all these superstars. Everyone's going to glaze them. It's like all the injuries, all they overcame. It's like Clayton Kershaw getting hurt is probably the best thing that could have happened to him. Like
Clayton Kershaw, by the way.
He's got a gut.
He's got a little bit of a gut.
He's got a little bit of a Paul Chris gut to him.
But there was good about that.
There was this 30 to 60 second window where I'm like, this sucks, man. I gotta tweet something. I gotta punch up at this rich team. And then I went on Twitter and saw some of the just petty loser things that some Wisconsin sports talkers were saying, like, oh, real impressive Dodgers. You spend all that money, you win a ring. Wow, real impressive. And I'm like, man, that's lame though. Like, I'm not gonna be that guy. I don't know. Like, it's annoying because they do really have that much more and spend that much more, but like, I can't be the guy that whines about it. Here and there, you got to pick your spots, but not like some people were last night.
Well, I still think you play within the framework of the game.
Uh-huh.
And if you have the means to spend all that money, so yeah, it pissed me off, but also I'm not going to sit there and be petty and say like, oh, if you can buy a title, buy a title. What you're saying when you're objecting to that is, if the Brewers had the money and they bought a title, what would you watch the World Series be like? I wish you would have done it the right way.
Show me something. Yeah. Well, and it's like, and there are levels to it too. And this was talked about in Moneyball. Like there's teams are here and teams are here. Like Red Sox fans have to be in hell right now because they're watching Mookie Betts win another title after trading him away. The Red Sox traded away Mookie Betts
for nothing.
For what turned out to be nothing. Yes. And for the idea, it's like, well, Devers is going to be the guy, and we're leery of huge deals. Okay. The Brewer. So Dodgers, Red Sox. And then another step down, there's the Brewers who are like, man, we love Quentin Berry, but if we pay him a little more, we won't have money for Chris Hook. It's like, oh God. Like, it's a different league. It's a different league. But like, I'm not going to, I can't be the guy. I refuse to. I won't be the guy who's like, Brewers will never win. How could they ever win? Look at the payroll. Because teams like the Brewers blast through and make the World Series all the time. The Brewers just haven't done it. They've had opportunities. They haven't done it. And that's not a league issue. That's letting the Brewers off the hook. The league did not, the payrolls did not cause the Brewers to blow that game to the Mets this year.
This is Into the Winklerverse. We are brought to you by Happy Place Hemp. HPH, Happy Place Hemp. That's what the kids call it for short. I get a text. I say, "Did you get any HPH?" I go, "Yeah, I got the CBD, the THC. If you're going to abbreviate everything, I used to abbreviate it all. Happy Place Hemp. The promo code is BART, B-A-R-T, every time you order. And it's not too early to start to think of stocking stuffer season. Oh, you got an in-law? You got a brother? You got a cousin? It would be nice to slip some gummies in there, even if it's just the sample pack. I'll be taking one of the nighttime gummies, the CBD CBN ones tonight, because I am hoping to get to bed right away instead of staying up having a cocktail watching the Agatha All Along finale, which was fucking incredible.
Was it good?
What a show. It was really good. A twist you should have seen coming the entire time, but didn't. Love
I like Catherine Hahn. I'm not a Marvel fan, but I'm a Catherine Hahn fan. So
she is all sorts of Catherine Hahn. She even makes out with Aubrey Plaza.
That's
a thing that happened.
Yeah.
There's a little spoiler in there. HappyPlaceHemp.com. Yeah, 25% off each and every order. And you can check them out in Muskego. Coach Paul Christ is here. I Michelangelo. Paul Imig.
Hi, guys.
He's dressed as a rational
consumer
podcast. Rational consumer.
Let me get something a little more Paul's speed, if I may.
Oh, boy. Okay. Yep.
Sky.
Yep. Very
From
good.
Paw Patrol. I do have Romeo. I know you've been Romeo.
You look like a China doll. You look like a Mulan character.
This is a dog.
I know. You look like you're.
All right. If it's too distracting, I'll just.
No, it's not. It's not. I have reading
Spidey
glasses over my eyes. I can't even see anything. It's not distracting to me.
I'll just be Spidey.
I like how you became you're very prepared today. This is great. This is your
Grant showed up as Paul Christ, and then I was looking upstairs for 5 to 6 minutes for these masks.
I don't know if it was a Grant Bill's tweet or a Bill Michaels tweet, but I saw this earlier during the Bill Michaels show. Someone tweet about it.
Yeah, look at him. He's got the stance down. Paul Christ.
The picture specifically?
Well, it was you and Bill doing the show, but you as Coach Paul Christ very much doing a pretty darn good Coach Paul Christ visual impression.
Well, someone at our work Halloween party today said I'm Paul Christ on Ozempic because I'm a little slimmer than Paul Christ.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't pull off Bielema. Imagine a big Illinois and then you just stick a pillow under it. He is an absolute hog these days. He gets bigger every year. Anyways, we were just talking about the World Series, Paul. Nothing crazy.
My big takeaway is Clayton Kershaw's got a gut. Made me feel better about my body.
In fact, we talked for 10 minutes. We didn't even mention the two slaps in right field who assaulted.
Well, because they're nothing anymore. They're irrelevant because they didn't win. They had their day.
It did, but it would have kept going.
It would have kept going.
Oh yeah,
it would have kept going.
I've
been very outspoken about those guys on air. I think that they're a disgrace to humanity.
I haven't heard much of your Tuesday night show, but I made sure I had to hear the first.
I started with it.
I know you did
on Wednesday. Wednesday night. I started with it again.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh,
as Game 5 was happening, and you were like, "I wasn't rooting for anybody, but I am now."
All right, so
Alan Lazard's going on injured reserve. Breaking news on Into the Winklerverse.
So is Mike Williams back?
I don't know.
Where did he go?
Listen to Rappaport's tweet. The Jets are placing Lazard on IR because of a chest injury. Sources say Aaron Rodgers' good friend and trusted target is out at least 4 games. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, unnecessary.
Okay.
All right, I do want to just.
Schefter also made sure he had to get those sweet engagements on Macaulay Culkin reposts as Joe Burrow.
That's all it is.
It's like you are the preeminent breaking news guy in the NFL, the biggest league we have. You don't need to be the 100th person to post Macaulay Culkin as Joe Burrow. Why doesn't he have someone in his life who can tell him that, who he trusts as a confidant?
Because it's revenue. He's making money for doing nothing.
I know, but he makes $8 million a year. I know $9 million is better than $8 million, but for fuck's sake, you still have you have a reputation.
But he doesn't get to go potty without looking at a phone.
But you could.
Neither do I. Does Adam Schefter think, by the way, that everyone goes to take a dump or a shower without having their phone with them?
Let me leave my phone in the bedroom while I go poop.
An idiot.
What a waste of a poop to do that.
No kidding. That's where I enjoy my phone the most. Oh, I'm built different. I take my phone into the bathroom. Get out of here. Anyways.
I mean, I used to read when we were growing up. I used to read backs of Q-tip boxes.
Mm-hmm.
I had a drawer of Boys Life magazines in our bathroom drawer. That would never fly today. It would just be children's life. I don't know.
Now, I won't go as far as like, I'll play like a Wordle or something, which I got in 2 tries the other day. But I won't go as far as actually like doing a crossword. I'll bring a phone, but not like a pen and paper on a toilet.
Yeah.
All right, I want to tell you Bartometer because I can't come up with 8.
Please.
NFL mascots I think that I could beat up in a fight. I can't come up with 8.
Is this an original premise or was this Robert in Annapolis or?
No, I thought of it last night. I'm sure it's been done before, but
You think that's been done? I mean, I know there's a lot of content, but this seems like a Bart Winkler original. Okay, go ahead.
well, I think all the birds. So it's going to be if I'm locked in a cage with someone, can I beat them up? And the birds are hard because they'll fly away, but I could take like a Seahawk. Those because seabirds are the dumbest birds.
Sure.
Um,
They'll peck at you, but you'll win.
a dolphin.
You can't beat a dolphin.
Sure, I could.
No.
Can you even swim? I mean,
No, Bart's a
I was
good
a high
swimmer.
school swimmer.
Bart's a
that's
good
right.
swimmer.
That's right. Stupid question. That's
Bart,
right, that's
Bart
right.
taught me
Sorry.
some swimming techniques at one point before we had kids
I did.
in the pool. Yeah, like you don't remember that? I was like, dude, I need to get better at this. And you're like, yeah, you don't remember that? Okay,
We were in a pool together.
my pool. Yeah,
Oh, what I teach you? How to do a backflip?
it was
Or
just a
turn?
breathe. Like I didn't know where to and when to breathe. Like it was.
Oh, that's nice of me.
I'm a very bad technical swimmer. I can doggy paddle with the best of them, but
Okay, so number 1 is Saints because they won't fight back. I think I'm going to put Jets in there because a jet I can just disassemble. Like,
can you though?
unscrew
That's
it.
I guess okay. Take some time. It'd be a longer fight because.
And
there's
then
a
I
lot-
have to get a little playful with some of the names. Like I couldn't take a horse, but I could take a phone charger. So I'm going to put the chargers in there.
You could forget it in a hotel room. It's one of the most common thing to do.
We just had to. My wife had her cousins here for a week, and we just had to mail a phone charger back to Illinois.
So what is the mascot?
They had you mail it. That's
We offered.
okay. All
What
right.
is the Chargers mascot? Is
It's a horse. It's a charger's a horse
they're also a lightning bolt? Like,
because they charge.
well, sure, but then you're a horse. I didn't even know
Horse.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's not their logo. They have no horse merchandise, do they?
I don't know.
I think
I think they've got something.
If you polled NFL fans and they said the mascot of the Chargers is,
Well, this one's too hard. I don't think I can come up with 8 though. I can't come up with people. I'm not gonna. What am I gonna fight? A Packer, a Viking, a 49er, a Cowboy?
so here's I thought for a but you're saying mascot though. So like I think you could take it in a somewhat.
I'm not gonna fight like.
So let me just give you an example. Like Mark Murphy is, for all intents and purposes, the mascot of
No.
the Packers. Jerry Jones is the mascot. for the
No, it
Cowboys.
has to be Cowboys. The logo.
So so it'd be essentially like, yeah, so a Western cowboy man or someone who Packers is
Like an Acme Packer, like a guy who's packing meat.
so you can't take that guy.
I can't. I would lose a
Now
fight
that
against.
person?
I would lose a fight against anyone listening to this right now. I can't fight. I'm not strong enough. My arms are spaghetti.
Have you ever
But
been in a fight? How are you supposed to know? How are you supposed to know anything about yourself? You've never been in a fight.
No, my next fight would be my next one would be my first one too. So.
I mean, I've been in. I haven't. I wouldn't. I mean, I've thrown punches.
See, here's the thing though, Bart. I think you
At people?
and I mean this lovingly. I think you would fight so dirty.
No,
You see.
Oh, it was my life on the line, or am I just in a fight? If I'm just in a fight, I'm gonna get my ass kicked. I get my ass kicked The last like fight I got in ended with one punch because my buddy punched me in the face and broke his hand on my jaw.
Well, see, that's advantage Winkler. So, but I'm saying it's not a fair fight. If it's Bart against a bear, you need to cheat. You need to do some underhanded tactics. Bart against, I don't know, a Viking.
I will put bears on the list because it's winter time and they're hibernating.
Smart.
So I can just in his sleep.
It still would be tough. Like that's still going to be a tough battle.
I'll just drug him.
I'm looking at what is a stealer?
It's a guy working in a steel mill.
But I mean, like, who's the mascot?
They don't have one.
So that's
where it's a big guy with a stealer.
Sometimes you're choosing like the profession, and then sometimes you're choosing the mascot.
No, I'm not. It's not the actual mascot. It's just the basis for what the name is.
The basis for so then it's not
because the Jets don't have like a fucking mascot jet flying around.
That would be awesome if they did. So a Texan is just a pure person from Texas?
There's not one person from Texas I could fight.
What is a brown?
I'm not getting into that one.
A dog?
What? A titan? Like, is it a titan of industry? So like a wealthy individual, just a billionaire?
Yes, I will use Titan because I could beat up a frail old man.
There you go.
All right, Titan and bear. Okay, we got it.
You could beat a patriot by telling it to stand back and stand down.
I could do that.
A giant, like, no, right? Obviously, because they're huge.
Well, a giant what? A giant dog? A giant human?
Oh, could you take some artistic license with that one?
A New York football giant. Isn't that what they are?
So it's just a giant football. Could I beat a giant? Yes, because it's a giant football. I could defeat a giant football.
Well, this was all well and good, but
wait, who are the other three?
Oh, Rams. I could beat a ram. Ram's just a stupid goat. Cardinals, Seahawks.
Cardinal. So right, a lot of birds.
Cardinal is it's a songbird.
But I can't beat a falcon or an eagle.
Yeah, don't defeat an eagle. I'm rooting for the eagle versus
a golden eagle or a bald eagle.
I would never fight a bald eagle.
Well, it'd
that's
be
what I'm saying. I'm on team bald eagle. Destroy that Winkler guy.
I have a question for you.
Bald eagles are a mangy bird. Ben Franklin was right. They never should have been our national bird. But
if you eat a bald eagle, does that make you more American?
Oh, Jesus.
Because you're eating America. Doesn't that make you more of an American?
I'm going to pivot to ask Grant a question.
Yeah.
Was this a Ben Franklin hot take back in the day that I just haven't?
Yeah. Look it up. Ben Franklin did not believe the bald eagle. It's a scavenger. It eats things that are dead. It steals food from other birds.
They're so majestic.
Yeah, not really. The turkey is resourceful, smart, hardy. Yeah, look it up.
Delicious.
And you eat a bald eagle, you're getting all mercury. All they eat is fish and dead shit on the side of the road. They look majestic, but that's because whatever.
All right, so Bart, yeah, I know you have some time to work on the final list, but you're entering in the Titan of industry, an old man. You're entering in, who's the other one we added here? Bears, because they'd be hibernating. Go through the others, a bunch of birds. Anything else?
A jet. I'll just symbol a jet.
Okay.
And then Dolphins, Rams, Saints.
I think you're underestimating a Dolphin's ability to kill you.
No, I'll just cock off to it. I'll go, ah!
And then
I'll be like, you didn't call me that. Only we can say that.
This will be a great barometer. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
The bald eagle is a bird of bad moral character. Ben
Who wrote that? A Russian?
Yeah, Ben Franklin.
Wow.
PSYOP. All right, let's go.
So you guys talked World Series, so we'll skip that. I want to do we have to talk about Bucks in the height of this hysteria that's currently happening.
Did we see the breaking news?
Marjan?
Yeah, they're not picking up his option.
Grant left.
Grant took himself away. He didn't want to.
No, I'm saying he was not pleased with the topic even being suggested. He bailed.
Oh, okay.
I saw the look he gave before he left us. It seems not like a coincidence. See if he comes back.
Do I have to add him back? I think I have to add him back. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was just making a statement. I don't want to. We can talk Bucks. But then I realized I couldn't add myself
stop
back.
Cam.
So Bill Ryder and KOC,
yes,
both came out with pieces today.
KOC wasn't reporting. I read his. I mean, he's just saying like, here's why it's the. So in fact, I had two questions for you, and let's just go through them. One of them before the today's stuff that was even happening, my topic was going to be your Bucks concernometer is at 0. Or and I'm just going to add, and we can answer both and talk about it accordingly. I then took Kevin O'Connor's post. The championship window has shut for the Bucks. Or because he asked today in a poll, has the championship window shut for the Bucks? Just asking the question, he adds.
Classic Tony in Texas move, by the way.
So let me ask, yeah. Let me ask my question. Your Bucks concernometer is at 0. Or
Out of what?
0 to 10. 10 being you're just hella concerned. 0 being like, what are we talking about?
If it matters what it's out of. It could be out of 1, and it would still. Yeah.
0, regardless, is 0, right? On a scale of
what if it's from -5 to 5?
-6 to 42.
It's not 0.
It's no concern for the Bucks.
It's higher than 0. But I don't know how high it is. I talked about this the other day where, look, this regular season has gotten off to a bad start, and there's a lot that you want. And even if you take it as a slow view and try to get better, you got a team that should be better than this, Chris Middleton or not. They should be better than this. They shouldn't be losing to the teams they've been losing to. Outside, Boston, Peyton Pritchard's going to put up 30 every time we play that team. So that's nothing. They got Memphis tonight, I believe, which I'm looking for a Bobby Portis 30-point game because everyone's shitting on him. I am not concerned in terms of my position being moved that I think that they can contend for a championship. I still think they can, but it is going to be a work in progress. However, if they don't figure it out this year, if the end of this year looks like the end of last year, well, then it's probably not going to work. Giannis and Dame is probably not going to work if it looks like this again after 2 seasons, and you have to pivot accordingly. I don't think trading Giannis, when Giannis says stuff like, I don't know, they could trade me. That's just, people take Giannis too literally when he says stuff like that.
Yes.
Giannis is talking about himself as an NBA player that is an asset to a team that can get moved, but he's not considering that he is Giannis Antetokounmpo. And I hate to keep bringing this up, but Giannis is not asking to be traded. I'm telling you, guys.
I'd be pretty surprised.
Yeah.
I went to swimming again last night, and it's consistent now. He doesn't show up all the time. Obviously, they're on the road. But I've seen him there twice, maybe 3 times, and people leave him alone.
Yeah.
Like they might say hi or a kid might come up, but people leave him alone. And his wife and kids are there. And it's just, they could, like, you are, like, people know, everybody knows, you see Giannis's wife, you know who it is, right? Is she at that level in Milwaukee at least?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To be able to do normal things when you have this sort of like level of recognizability and even celebrity with him, it is like, how do you give that up?
That's why I do hope, regardless of when, if ever he requests a trade or he is traded, or, of course, if the time comes that he ever does, and I don't think it's in the year 2024 or even 2025, like it's not this season, he will do it like in the most respectful way that any superstar athlete could ever do it. What I hope is, whether he ever does that or not, that he has someone kind of like what we were talking about, 10 minutes ago. It's like, I hope he has someone in his life who can tell him straight up, cool, like that, go for it. Everyone, I think the city of Milwaukee, the state they will support you. I'm pretty sure about it. Like, regardless, they will be a Giannis fan for life. Just know, Giannis, that the going to swim class days are over. Like, that's uniquely Milwaukee. That's gone. And if the possibility of trying another team and, you know, seeing something else is worth that to you, fine. But I really hope, because it's true, it's a fact, he's not getting the anonymity he gets. Well, he's not anonymous, but like the privacy that he's allowed. Everyone
Even
knows.
that picture of him walking on the street with his kid, that
I
was,
saw that.
someone took a picture, but they're like, oh, I would have said something, but he was with his kid.
I mean, good luck having that happen if you're traded. It's not. And so again, the Bucks got a title. I can't believe that that's true still, quite frankly, but like, it did happen, and it's because of Giannis. And so unless he does it in a really shitty way, like with a trade request one day, which I just really, really doubt, that he'll do it at all, and then if he does, that it would be done in kind of a crappy way. That would be so out of character. But if it does, it's like, I just really hope that someone is there to tell him, like, here are the things you won't enjoy anymore.
And he's very recognizable. He's a tall guy. He's a basketball star. I just heard a story about David Stearns the other day, who was when he was trick or treating, he would sit outside his house and give candy. Nobody knew who he was.
Who was that?
David Stearns.
Oh, wow.
But because he's, you know, Giannis isn't afforded that. He is tall.
Yeah.
NBA superstar. Sorry to interrupt.
Well, no, I mean, but it's right. It is different than, say, like, yeah, I know.
I was sorry at that time.
A 6'2" player can more easily.
He's not Gary Trent Jr. Okay.
Yeah. So
he's not Pat Connaughton, who can go to any bar on Water Street on a Friday night, and you're like, "What school you go to?"
So you actually answered both questions. You asked, "Is your Bucks concern meter is at 0?" You said, "Mm-mm," and then you said, "The championship window has shut for the Bucks." Mm-mm. Also, so your concern meter is higher than 0. You also answered the Kevin O'Connor question. Grant Bills, you can answer both, but let's start with your Bucks concern meter is at 0 on a scale of 0 to infinity. It's at 0. No, 0 to 10, 0.
No, it's not 0. I am allowing like almost 0 of it to actually affect me. It's like, well, Badgers basketball is back now. The World Series has been on. Football's back on. Like, it's nice that the NBA is back, but nobody needs this right now. It's like when I keep saying on my show, like, it's like when you host a gathering or a party and that person shows up. It's not a person you dislike, but it's not like this party would be the same. Whether you're here, great. Like, grab a drink, you change it absolutely 0. And if you left in 10 minutes, the party would keep going. Like, all right, the NBA, you can start. Fine. I'm not going to lose my mind when it's very clear and obvious that lots of players aren't losing their mind. But I don't know. I don't know that they're good enough. I don't know that they're deep enough. I don't know that they're going to be able to stay healthy. And I don't know that the way that Giannis is wired and the way that he's played the game a long time is going to be able to meld with Dame and with everyone else in a way that it kind of needs to for them to win. I would say their championship window is closed because the 2019 the window's not closed.
Kevin O'Connor's question.
Because the 2019 Raptors exist, like a team where everything just kind of fell into place. Like, now, 2019, there wasn't a wagon like the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are really good. But I just can't say it's the Aaron Rodgers thing. Like, I can't say the window's closed when Giannis and Dame are on the same team and there's continuity. And it's not like they were thrown together this year. They've been there now for a year. So I won't say it's closed. I have a little concern, but I'm not walking around just like, oh, fuck, what if the Bucks don't figure it out? Well, I guess if they don't figure it out, they don't figure it out. And by the way, if the Bucks are so freaking bad, like, what makes Giannis? I understand Giannis is great, but like, the reason why the Bucks have come up short the last 2 years is Giannis has either been hurt or he hasn't really played all that well in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's going to ask out of Milwaukee. Like, okay. It's not like Milwaukee's the thing that's you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he hasn't been good enough the last 2 years, and that's fine. I don't expect Giannis to carry the Bucks to the championship every single year, but if Giannis is hurt or he has a really bad couple games against the Heat, like, well, then don't say, oh, the Bucks, you're not doing enough. Like, I don't know. He got hurt. Didn't work out.
I'm trying to remember which player it was. It was a year or two ago, but they wanted to it was Damian Lillard, actually. I was trying to think who it was who wanted to play for the Heat. They're like, well, I want to play with Bam and Jimmy and Tyler Hero. And it's like, but you'd have to be traded. So, like,
yeah,
one of those, if not two of those, are going back to Portland. You can't join that team. So it's like, okay, if Giannis is like, I want to play with fill in the blank couple star players. Like, yo, like, first off, we have to match your $60 million salary. So that's going to take multiple players and highly paid players. So, like, you're not just going to insert Giannis onto championship contender, because you're going to, even if the Bucks are like, you know what, let's get younger, you're still going to have to give up just to match $60 million of annual salary.
Which, by the way, someone should remind these players, and it wasn't that long ago. It's hard to believe, but not even so long ago as to where it was black and white, where teams and players would get to the end of their contract, and then they would go in this thing called free agency, where teams could just sign players, and you could sign with whoever. It was fucking great. Like, you would just, in the middle of the summer.
Good old days.
Yeah, no shit. Like the good old days. That actually used to happen. The thought of Kevin Durant just becoming a straight up free agent, like that's so foreign right now. Right. That wasn't that long ago. Remember that? God, that was incredible. Well, NBA free agency used to be a thing. Now we're losing our mind over like, oh, if they can get Gary Trent, like those are the biggest names that move. Like a Jonas Valanciunas type. That's the crown jewel of free agency, because superstars just ask for trades and then they weaken the team where they arrive on, which is a great point, Paul. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I mean, I get locking in your money. Like, Bart, I've heard you talk nationally about Dak Prescott. It's like, maybe he doesn't want to be a Cowboy next year. But if Dak Prescott is following the trend of superstar players, he's going to do the thing where he takes the contract and then says, I really want out. I'm going to be a problem if you don't trade me. You know, I don't want to be that, so why don't you just trade me? But you lock in your money first. So, like, yeah, the free agency is officially dead. By the way, pop quiz. Kevin Durant signed with the Warriors on what day?
July 4th.
July 4th. There's only probably a few days in a year where I'd be like, I know exactly what day this random NBA thing happened, because
my brother had to work on the holiday.
I think I was at a 4th of July parade.
I was working too. I was lifeguarding. I was serving. I was doing a tour at Wakanda Water Park that summer. I remember getting that notification. That was because we used to get that in the middle of the summer. We don't get that anymore.
So there's another thing at play with these reports and these articles today is these guys hate Doc. They do not like Doc.
Well, I think
Ryder does not like Doc. He's very open about that.
Yeah, but I think
the Bucks are like an easy, like, what are you going to write about right now? What are you going to write about? The Sixers, everyone's done that. Bronny, no one really is that offended. So shit on the Bucks. It's an easy mark.
So it's a league problem. And what you said on our text chain earlier today, Bart, it's like, so the Bucks are 1-3. If they were 2-2, would any of this be happening right now?
No.
Would any of this, like, would instead of, and again, whatever, Ryder is Ryder than you sometimes, would he have written a piece today that was like, they're off to a lukewarm start, we'll see where it goes? Like,
sure, they may be 4-0, but there's bigger issues at play.
Yeah, like, that story's not coming out. So I thought that was a good point that you made earlier. Like, so the Bucks are 1-3. If there was literally one game of a difference, if they had beaten Brooklyn on Sunday, which is a game that no one fucking watched because it was on Sunday, and again, it's October, who cares? I'm sorry. Like, they'd be 2-2. Would any of this be happening today?
Yeah, I think the answer to that to that is like, no. Like, you can't write a doomsday article about a 2-2 team. You can do it about a 1-3 team, but 2-2, sure. you would seem, and that's the difference between one October victory or not. But again, like, even if they had won one of those 3 other games, like, they do look like shit.
And I'm not carrying water for the Bucks right now.
No, I know.
They're getting what they deserve. They 2 first-round exits, and they're sleepwalking through the beginning of the season. Giannis, after the Celtics game the other night, was like, we just need to get to the end. It's like, well, it's Halloween, guy. So, like,
well, and
if you make that comment in February, that makes a little more sense. You can't say that right now.
The Kevin O'Connor article that I read was before, and you'll see why I'm mentioning this. It was before they even declined the 4th-year option of Marjan Beauchamp, because the article is talking about how John Horst has, I don't remember if Kevin O'Connor used the word failed, but like, the draft strategy has been really questionable.
I don't know if it's failed, like, pretty much going back to DJ Wilson. Succeeded.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much going back to DJ Wilson. But then even, like, you see this Ryan Dunn guy chasing guys that were around on defense as a rookie, and you're like, oh, well, cool. At least we have this 18-year-old guy that's 167 pounds and might be good in 3 years.
Do you want to hear? I have all the Bucks picks since 2015. Would you like to hear them?
I mean,
Dante. When you say them, I want to give you my initial excitement towards each.
Like what you thought at the time?
Yeah.
We could
Okay,
play the game that we played with Packers draft picks that I like 3 weeks ago, where I said call or fold.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You
I'm
want
trying to think of something that I said about these guys to spin it in a way that it was going to be a good pick.
Rashad Vaughn.
Rashad Vaughn is the perfect kind of guy. If you're trying to fight a Warriors team that's just going to kill you to death with threes, this is the perfect kind of guy in that system.
So then in the second round of that draft, they drafted Norman Powell, who they traded.
Yeah, I didn't say anything about that.
In 2016, Thon Maker.
Giannis is a home run swing, and you've got to try to win a championship in little old Milwaukee. You have to keep taking home run swings. This is a perfect, if not great, succession of a pick to the Giannis. You have Giannis, you have Thon. It's going to be an insane duo for years to come.
Malcolm Brogdon in round 2.
What a steal. I mean, this guy might be president someday.
and I think he might be rookie of the year for sure.
2 picks later, they drafted Patrick McCaw, who then they traded to Golden State. In 2017, moving on, they drafted DJ Wilson.
Bart was stoked. I know that one.
DJ Wilson, I didn't like at first, and then I ironically became a member, and then full-throttedly became a member of the DJ Wilson fan club.
Yes, you were the founding member.
Sindarius Thornwell, who they traded to the Clippers. Where did
I refuse to believe that was a real person.
What he was South Carolina. He was on. They picked 2 players that went deep into the college. Where did
that's why we always joke about Horst only watching March Madness.
Where did
Dante.
And I say this with all. Who was the guy who had an incident at Walgreens?
Sterling Brown.
Yeah,
Where's he on here? Did they not draft him?
I was just at that Walgreens the other day.
Brady or which one?
27th and whatever street.
Dante in 2018. The one thing I remember about Dante was like Skip Bayless tweeting about how great it was, and then the Bucks were like, "Yeah, check this shit out." Like Skip likes the pick, and we're all like, "God damn it!" To the admin, Kevin Porter, R.J. Hampton, Jordan Wara, Isaiah.
I love Jordan Wara.
Fold.
Marjan Beauchamp and Chris Livingston. Those are all the picks.
Well, Chris told agents that he didn't want to be drafted by anybody but the Bucks.
What a decade.
And that got us super stoked.
That's about it.
So we'll revisit this when the Bucks are 4-4. But I think Bart, honestly, it is the Giannis story today, starting with Bill Ryder, added to by Kevin O'Connor. It is now part of a 4-hour national sports radio show conversation today.
I guess I could bring it up. Yeah,
I mean, it is like it's the NBA story today is the Bucks suck.
No, the NBA story is that LeBron James is the all-time leading scorer, and Bronny James is the last scorer on the list of people who have scored a bucket in the NBA.
He's the only one that has 1 or 2.
Who's made a field goal? Would that be the correct way to? Okay.
Yeah, no one that has shot field goals has scored more points than LeBron. Nobody has scored less than Bronny.
Interesting.
I hope it stays that way.
I said that last night, and I felt like a genius. They're also now the highest scoring father-son duo of all time, passing Steph and Del Curry.
Well done.
That's funny. That is good.
Any other Bucks thoughts? I have one more.
Go ahead.
And LeBron broke the scoring record again last night. Nobody said a word. Nobody fucking said a word.
I want to pause the game every single time he does that. It's memorable.
It's history. We're watching history and just not caring.
The most important Packer this season so far is Malik Willis. Or the most important Malik Willis.
Does it have to be a player, or can we do this thing where it's like, it's actually Brian Gutekunst?
It's actually Jeff Hafley.
Yeah, or Matt LaFleur.
Like, do you actually want a player?
Let's do both. Let's do the player. So I'll start by just saying, like, I drafted the question, the topic. I thought about it during the game when Malik Willis came in. I'm like, this team would be fucked with the way the season is played out, if not for Malik Willis, which then you would argue without Brian Gutekunst recognizing, without Matt LaFleur saying, Brian, go get me Malik Willis. He's better than our current options. So for me, like, I don't know if he's the MVP of this season, But Malik Willis has been the acquisition of Malik Willis, point to Brian Gutekunst, and then Malik Willis himself, the player, to me is like definitively the most important Packers so far this season. You guys, what do you think?
Well, I'll give you one outside the box. I want to
say you.
I want to nominate Josh Jacobs.
He's been, but you would say I mean, again, that's fine. But you'd say he's been more.
Malik Willis is in there. He's having success because Josh Jacobs is not no slouch. One of the things.
You think the Packers would look like this though? Like which player would have the Packers more looking like what they've done? If it was like
it might be Malik. I don't know.
Right? Quarterback, or if Emmanuel Wilson was getting the Josh Jacobs reps.
Well, here's what's happening when the Packers have Malik Willis. And so Jordan Love, open it up, throw it all around the field. Anything's possible. Malik Willis, a little more conservative, a little more run game plan. But why does that work? Because Jacobs is getting the yards he needs. And also because they are putting in design runs for Malik.
Sure.
Like, sure, if the Lions see the Packers this week and Love doesn't play, they're going to say, well, let's prepare for this team to run 40 times. Okay? But how are they going to run 40 times? End around? Malik, Jacobs? The answer is probably Malik, because in each of those games, and you saw it again the other day, there's been a moment where, okay, we've done this. This is good. But if we're going to win this game, Malik has to make this throw. And he's done that each and every time. So I would think that, that's a fine argument to say. I can get down with Malik. Rashawn Gary is an obvious one that comes to my head. But other than that.
Xavier McKinney obviously should be under consideration for players.
I'm just kidding.
I know you are.
Where is Paul Chryst, by the way, outside of our screen? Where is he?
Oh, Google. I don't know. I miss him.
Is he like somewhere weird, like Alabama or something?
No, he was an analyst at Texas.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe that was it.
I don't know that he's anywhere right now.
Grant?
I mean, it's probably Malik Willis. The thing about... I think it's his disposition and the fact that he could learn all that he needed to learn in the time that he learned it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if he comes in and he's overwhelmed and he's up there making checks. He's up there. That throw to Jaden Reed last week in a game in which he came in relief wasn't something on the call sheet. They added that in. That's something that they saw at practice and they were able to pull from. So I don't even know. You guys spoke to his ability on the field. Josh Jacobs and his media availability on Wednesday, yesterday, if you're listening to this on Thursday. Wednesday, if it's Friday, who cares? Josh Jacobs was asked about the different looks that he sees from defenses when Willis is in there versus when Love's in there. And he says, well, the defense when Willis is in there has had to play more honest because Willis can take off and run, right? That mobility, especially when Love was a little more gimpy when he came back originally, probably against the Rams, a little bit against the Cardinals, the Vikings, certainly. Like, it's a different look. So aside from the stuff on the field, which you guys kind of hit on, his ability to come in, learn all the material really quick, command a huddle really quick, get guys to buy in really quick, even though he'd been there less than a month. I think that sometimes goes under discussed. We just assume that all athletes, hey, you're a pro quarterback, get there and learn the material and figure it out. That's your job. But I don't think it's that easy, and he deserves credit for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you entered into the chat the ability to nominate an executive, a coach, I mean, Gutekunst, I kind of feel like this is much like the Brewers, where Arnold and Murphy both win their respective of the year awards, executive of the year and manager of the year. There are some other top nominees, but LaFleur as coach of the year and Gutekunst as executive of the year I don't think it's local bias to say, like, certainly Lions front office and coaching staff and just the consistency of the Chiefs. But I think with a league average head coach, what is the Packers record? Given the injuries that have happened, like the ability, like we have to give Malik Willis the credit, but what LaFleur has been able to do for him and with him after acquiring him, not even with any training camp or preseason, is So I don't know, like you could easily argue whoever was most involved with the Malik Willis acquisition, if it was LaFleur saying, get me this guy, or if it was Gutekunst saying, trust me, I'm going to give you this guy. He'll be great if we need him. I mean, Xavier McKinney has been great. Evan Williams as a rookie has been great. By the way, let me ask you this, and then we can let Bart go. The suspension for Romeo Dobbs is the best thing that could have ever happened for Romeo Dobbs and for the Packers. Or mm-mm.
Well, I just like that the broadcast threw my line out there that he was rewarded for bad behavior.
But like he's a different player. He's a different player.
Well, it shows the.
Is he? What
He's
do you mean?
He is like his best games as a pro have all been since the.
It shows the importance of keeping things in house.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he was pretty good before the. I think he's been their best receiver all year, and I think he's made jumps this year, noticeably from last year and the year before, just in his route running and all of the things. And also, like, what's been the Packers' biggest issue this year? Right? If you were to say, hey, like the Packers, the one thing holding them back, I would say like offensive miscues, like drops and penalties and just dumb mistakes. You know who I trust more than anyone else? And it gotta have it play Dobbs. Like he's the guy. So if I was Romeo Dobbs, who's caught everything and he had a couple moments against the Vikings, but for the most part, been the guy who can be trusted on third down, trusted on a game-winning drive. If I got to watch Dontavian Wicks drop another ball, or if I got to see Jordan Love try to force another ball to Christian Watson in triple coverage, I get it. I understand it. And I think his personality is a little quirky. Also, shout out to Bill Huber, who was like right all along. And Packers fans were like,
it was Bill Huber all along.
It can't simply be that he was frustrated with this. And the more we learn,
I gotta go pick.
All right. I knew we had to cut off. All right.
Sorry.
We'll do more on that one. All right. Oh, you're on. Bart, we can't hear you. Bart,
you turned your mic off,
Bart, we don't hear you.
We don't hear you.
He had something really big to say.
Go ahead, Bart.
I was just giving some political takes, so it's probably good that you didn't hear them. No, I was saying that I saw somebody that listens to your show because they saw you on here, Grant.
Oh,
yeah,
I like that. It means this is worthwhile. I'm kidding. I have such a good time. I have such a good time with you every week, both of you. You know that's true. Don't give me that look.
My two Pauls, Imig and Chris. Thank you, guys.
Between two Pauls. You guys have a good weekend and happy Halloween.
Wait.
Bye.
There we go. Oh, Paul, Jesus. All right. Thank you. Happy Halloween.